Today we're going to be learning about Latin flavored minor blues improvisation and how you can get better at this style of lead playing. Before we get started, the tab for that solo, the backing track, and some bonus lick lessons based on this YouTube tutorial can be found at bulletproofguitarplayer.com for paying subscribers. Break through the lost intermediate plateau by signing up today via the link in the description box and gaining access to my Bulletproof Guitar Player courses and all of my monthly bonus lessons that you won't find anywhere else. Today's tones are courtesy of the Tone King Imperial Mark II plugin from Neural DSP, who are the sponsor of today's lesson. To try it out for yourself, download your free trial and my Latin blues preset via the links in the description box. Let's start by looking at the chords we're dealing with in this backing track that I put together. It's basically a minor blues progression in A. So the 1 chord is A minor 7, the 4 chord is D minor 7, and the 5 chord is E minor 7. So this is unlike a regular old dominant blues progression where the chords are all played as dominant sevenths. With those types of blues progressions, there isn't really a one scale fits all approach to improvising over the chords. You have to kind of treat each chord independently with those types of progressions, but with minor blues, all of the notes in the 1, 4, and 5 chords can be found in the natural minor scale built from the root of the 1 chord. We're playing in A minor, so if you know the A natural minor scale, you can basically play that through all of the chords and it will work. Here's a take of me playing just the notes of the A natural minor scale and nothing else over that chord progression. Now that will work great on its own for a full solo, especially if you take advantage of the fact that the triads for all 3 chords are found naturally within the scale. For example, E minor, D minor, and A minor. But if you want to try something really easy that's going to add some more sophistication to your lines, throw in a raised 7th. What's a raised 7th? Well, let's start by taking a look at 1 octave of the A natural minor scale on just the low E string alone. It has 7 notes, and I'll count out loud the scale degrees as I play them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're back to the octave. If you look on screen, you'll see I'm displaying the full names of these 7 scale degrees. Notice that the 7th one is called a flat 7th. Well, if you look at the fretboard diagram, you'll see that this flat 7th is just 2 frets below the root of the scale. To make that a raised 7th, let's just bump that note up by 1 fret and listen to what that sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to the octave. When you take the 7th in the natural minor and you raise it by 1 semitone, you get what's known as the harmonic minor scale. To compare the two, here's position 1 of each scale, starting with the natural minor, and now the same position of the harmonic minor. In that natural minor scale position, the 7th was found here and here. All I had to do to make it the harmonic minor scale was take those and move them up by 1 fret. Literally only 1 note, the 7th, separates these 2 scales. And the cool thing is that you can use them both simultaneously. Whenever you're playing with and visualizing natural minor, you can throw in that raised 7th now and again and it will sound cool. So let's hear an example of how nudging that flat 7th up by 1 semitone can have a dramatic effect on the way a short minor phrase can sound. Here's a simple line played first with only a flat 7th, then played again immediately after with a raised 7th at the very end. I'm sure you'll agree that slipping in that one raised seventh at the end added some heat to the phrase. So I've just told you to start adding raised sevenths to your minor solos, but if I just cut the video off here, you'd likely just spend time improvising over the track by playing licks that just sound like you're running up and down harmonic minor scale patterns. And it's natural to do that when you learn a new scale. We all struggle to immediately make music with it and tend to resort to just, well, what I described, just playing through scale patterns with some sense of rhythm and trying to make that sound musical. So I'll give you some homework to do for when this video is over in the form of 2 licks that use that raised 7th. The first of which goes like this. By the way, if you've been stuck in a rut for months, years, or even a decade plus, I can tell you exactly what you need to be practicing in order to break out of it and reach an advanced level of musicianship as a guitar player. In the second Bulletproof Guitar Player course, I go in depth on the harmonic minor scale and how to improvise with it. So if you're enjoying this lesson and you want to know more, you can buy a downloadable copy with a one-time payment, or you can get yourself a better deal and sign up for a subscription plan at bulletproofguitarplayer.com, which gives you streamable access to both Bulletproof Guitar Player courses, plus all of my monthly bonus lessons that I make for my students that give you so much more than what you get in these free YouTube lessons. For example, the bonus content for this lesson includes the tab files, backing track, and 3 additional lick lessons on using harmonic minor in an improvisational context. Subscriptions cost $12 per month or $120 annually. You can cancel at any time, and both plans come with a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out and see if you like it first before committing. If you want to break through that lost intermediate plateau, the link to sign up is in the description box. So what's cool about that lick is that it uses a tool that makes it a bit easier to create musical lines within the harmonic minor scale. And what I'm referring to is the augmented triad, a 3-note chord containing a root major third and augmented or sharpened 5th. I teach this triad in the first Bulletproof Guitar Player course, so I won't go too in depth on it now, but what you should know about this triad that makes it easy to find all over the fretboard and all over harmonic minor scale positions, because it is found naturally in the scale, is that each of the chord tones are a major third apart. A major third on one string is a distance of 4 frets. So let's look at this on the high E string. So between the root and major third is of course a major third. But also between the major third and the augmented 5th is the distance of another major third. See, this note is 4 frets higher. And then also between the augmented 5th, going back to the root note, we have another major third. What this means is that if you want to play these triads across the 4 string sets, you only need to visualize 1 triad shape per string set and just move that up or down 4 frets at a time to find it in different parts of the fretboard. For example, in this lick, the augmented triad is played on the 1st string set on the high E, B, and G strings. It contains the notes G sharp, C, and E. If I move that up 4 frets, up a major third, I still have G sharp, C, and E, just in a different order from low to high. Here's the G sharp, here's the C, and here's the E. And again, if I move that up another major third, up another 4 frets, G sharp, C, E. So if you're improvising with harmonic minor and you want to throw in an augmented triad in a lick, you can build them from the flat 3rd, perfect 5th, and raised 7th of the scale. For example, within position 1, here's an augmented triad built from the flat 3rd. This note here, C, that's the flat 3rd of A harmonic minor. Now here's an augmented triad built from the 5th. And here's one built from the 7th, the raised 7th in harmonic minor. I'll leave it there with the augmented triad stuff and move on to the next lick I want to show you. It goes like this. Before we continue on with the lesson, my friends at Neural DSP are very kindly sponsoring this video, so I want to take a minute to talk about the tone that I'm getting today, which is my Latin blues preset that I created using their Tone King Imperial Mark II plugin. A lot of players that I know have been hesitant to get into the plugin world for a while because they were all seeing products just made for the modern metal market, and I felt the same way for a long time. There were several neural plugins that you could get great blues tones out of, but this one is the first that seems to be tailor-made for blues players like you and I. So this plugin is built around a recreation of the Tone King Imperial, which is a 2-channel boutique combo amp designed to emulate the tones of old Fender Tweed amps. It comes with a pre-effects section that includes a wah pedal, a compressor, and 2 overdrives to give yourself different amounts of saturation and clarity for a solo boost when you need it. It's also got a post-effects section where you'll find chorus, delay, and reverb. There are multiple microphone emulations to choose from. You can have up to 2 mics on the cab at the same time, and you can change the mic position with ease and even add in room mics for added ambience. You can also load in your own IRs, and there's a graphic EQ if you really want to fine-tune your tone for recording. There's also a couple of practical tools like an onboard tuner and a really great metronome for practicing with. My Latin blues preset along with a trial of the plugin can both be downloaded for free via the links in the description box. So all you have to do to try this tone out for yourself with your own guitar is go to the description box, download the free trial of the plugin using my link, then download my preset files, open the plugin, drag and drop the XML file onto it, and they should load up in the plugin and you'll be good to go. Huge thanks to Neural for their continued support of the channel. They really help us keep the show going here, and their products really do make my workflow so much easier. With that being said, let's get back to the lesson. This one doesn't use an augmented triad. It's just a creative way of using that raised 7th in your phrasing. So we know that the raised 7th is 1 fret below the root note, but 2 frets above the root note, we have the 9th or major 2nd of harmonic minor. And 1 fret above that note, we have the flat 3rd of the scale. So if you take advantage of that on one string, you have this series of 4 notes that you can connect together in creative ways like this. Bonus content is available at bulletproofguitarplayer.com for those of you who want to go further and learn a bit more about improvising with harmonic minor and also get the tab files and the backing track. If this lesson has helped you learn something new, please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.